Phil Silberman with the Silberman Law Firm here today, and we are doing a follow-up video to removal or release of a lien on homestead property. We have one video that discusses a release of lien on homestead property that deals exclusively with abstracts of judgment. This video, we're going to discuss releases of lien against homestead property. That's where people live generally when we're trying to get a child support lien released. And this codified section that we're talking about comes directly out of the family code, and it references the property code, section 52.0012 that we went over in detail in a previous video on getting these liens released. So let's go ahead and dig into the family law section 157.3171, release of a homestead property, release of a child support lien on a homestead property. So if someone owes child support, which obviously not a good thing, but we're not going to pass any judgment or get involved on that sort of issue. But if someone owes child support and the Attorney General, usually it's the Attorney General in the state of Texas, files a lien in the real property records for that child support, or there's some other type of encumbrance, filed by somebody else, maybe some type of affidavit by the spouse or the person who's owed the child support. That's going to create an encumbrance against the homestead property. And we've already discussed that when we're dealing with homestead, that those types of liens, judgment liens and child support liens, do not properly attach to the homestead property in Texas. So you owe child support, you own a homestead as defined in the property code. And homestead, don't get too bogged down in that, but it's generally where someone lives, but they don't even have to live there. It's where somebody intends to live. You could temporarily lease out the homestead, for example, but it's homestead property. So the person who owes the child support can file an affidavit or may file an affidavit to have the lien released against the homestead. And it's the same process that we went through in a previous video, where that affidavit that basically says, hey, this is my homestead, you don't get a lien, where the affidavit attaches to the affidavit is recorded in the real property records. It complies with the same section in the property code, and then it serves as a release against the homestead. And you have to comply with all the things we talked about in our previous video. And then it says, okay, it's a judgment debtor under the section, and claimant of the child support lien is considered to be a judgment creditor under that section. And the requirements of the certificate of mailing in the property code, the family code section modifies the requirements in the sense that you're going to send the letter and the affidavit to the claimant under the child support lien at the claimant's last known address. So whoever's claiming that child support lien, claimant's last known address, that's where the notice letter goes to. And just like in the property code section, where the judgment creditor has the opportunity to file a contradicting affidavit or contradicting affidavit, the claimant of the child support lien has the right to file that contradicting affidavit as well. So if they do that, then that's going to potentially hold up this release or not allow the release. And most of the time people are doing these releases so they can sell their property, get title insurance issued. Again, very rarely do we ever see a claimant of a child support lien or a judgment creditor file a contradicting affidavit, but it's possible. And then if the claimant does file a contradicting affidavit, that gets a little more complex, and it's gonna involve an action in district court. But again, that's very rare that happens. So this is the analogous. This is the family code process for releasing a child support lien that basically directs the person who owes the child support lien to the property code to follow that process as outlined in the property code to get the lien released, with a slight modification of you're going to send the notice of the affidavit being recorded to the claimant for the child support lien. So go back and watch the property code video on that process if you want more details. As always, I appreciate you watching. And if you like this video, let me know. Please like and subscribe. If you have other videos you want to see, if you have other topics you want to see videos on, please comment, let me know. And thank you for watching. Phil Silberman with the Silberman Law Firm signing off.